Discussion questions on 13 steps. Step 1. 1. What is the meaning and purpose of follow-up, helping new or untaught believers, as you understand it? 2. What has been your experience, if any, in trying to do this? 3. What steps would you take and why would you make priorities in carrying out this mission? 4. What problems or questions have you noted when converts have professed to know the Lord but have some ominous character failings? Step 2. 1. How would you begin the task of making disciples? Matthew 28 verse 19. Include your minimal conditions, at least 3, for selecting a person in whom you wish to invest your life. 2. How could you be sure the person with whom you started should be continued for more time? What might cause you to temporarily, or permanently, suspend further sessions? 3. What do you see as essential for the weekly discipleship session? Review the notes, then add your own thoughts. 4. What do you consider to be the essential elements for being a true disciple, the terms set down by the Lord? Step 3. 1. What teaching and modeling priorities would you suggest to improve the results of your disciple-making efforts? List at least 3 according to your priorities. 2. What daily checklist would you suggest for the candidate to grow and become a reproducing disciple? List at least 5 items. 3. How specifically would you plan to make sure the disciple perseveres for the pursuit of greater godliness, fruitfulness, and effective use of opportunities that God may give? Step 4. 1. Several goals are mentioned in the lesson regarding God, relationships with others, effective functioning, and basics for godly living. Which ones would you deem to be essential in helping people become true disciples? Name at least 7. 2. What qualities would you seek in selecting someone to disciple? Name 4. 3. 9 characteristics are deemed unacceptable. You can suggest others. Name at least 7 you consider unacceptable. 4. 6 problem areas specified. Again, you may think of others. Name at least 5 you have encountered or might encounter. 5 improvements are listed as possibilities. You may think of others. List at least 4 that you use or plan to use. 6. 9 do's and 7 don'ts are listed. Which ones do you need special care to observe? Name at least 5 of each. 7. How can you be a good role model? 8. Do you have any questions about completing the personal goal sheet on the disciple? Copy to him or her, one for yourself? Step 5. 1. How would you go about instilling spiritual vision in practical living in your work with a candidate? 2. How will you know you have progressed in this work? 3. 15 potential time wasters are listed in the lesson. List at least 8 you have noted, either in your own daily life or in others. 4. 8 time savers are listed in the lesson. Perhaps you can think of more. List at least 5 you think are especially important to implement. Step 6. 1. What has been your own commitment to be a spiritual multiplier of other true disciples? Be honest. How will you commit this command of the Lord to others? 2. 8 characteristics are listed of the effective multiplier. Name at least 6. 3. How can you verify if the disciple is beginning to be fruitful? Step 7. 1. The Lord Jesus was God's perfect servant. How can we be servants in the same manner and to whatever degree possible? Be practical, specific. 2. When we use the word servant, what do we mean? 3. What should a good servant do? The lesson makes 7 suggestions. You may think of others, like prompt, efficient service. List at least 6 you think are of prime importance. 4. What do you need to do to be a good role model? How does humility enter into the process? Step 8. 1. What is your understanding of the meaning of a spiritual gift as differentiated from human talent? 2. What is the divine purpose for giving all true believers at least one such gift? Are you using yours in this manner? 3. While discovering or puzzling over what is my gift, how could it be determined what was my gift or gifts? Several guidelines are suggested in the lesson. Name at least 6 you might follow or observe. Step 9. 1. How would you define for someone the biblical meaning of the word church? 2. What is your vision for your local church? For other local churches? Why do you need it? How can you impart such a vision to other multiplying disciples with whom you may work? 3. What hinders a local church from achieving God's goals? 4 are listed in the lesson. Another major hindrance is that the church leaders may not be aware that the assembly needs goals and a vision. They never thought it necessary and survived without them. Why do they need goals and a vision? 4. 2 charts are supplied for effective goal reaching by local churches. Review them and list at least 4 things what you consider to be needed in your local assembly for effective function. 5. Does your church have a new believers class or care group? Are you seeing an inflow of adult converts to take such a class? If not, ask, why not? And what can we do to have this be true? Step 10. 1. What questions do you have as to your own needs for specific goals? How do you impart this vision of eternity's values to someone else? 2. What are your own goals and priorities after reviewing the suggestions in this lesson? 3. What might hinder you in reaching these goals? What might hinder the person you seek to help? 4. Do you have any questions about how to complete the attached forms or how to use them effectively with the person you are helping? Step 11. 1. How do you see your own life here fitting in with God's vision and eternal plans? 2. What suggestions given in this lesson might you need to implement? 3. If you have real-world vision, what might this entail for your life? Or the life of the person you seek to help? Step 12. 1. What do you understand about the meaning of true worship? What does it include and exclude? 2. Do you regard yourself as a regular worshiper? Why? 3. How can you help someone else do this? Step 13. 1. In what way are you waiting and watching for the Lord's return? 2. In what way are you preparing now to come before the Lord at the judgment seat of Christ for your life and service?